You said at your AGM that you're looking at a separation of the powertrain operations. How quickly could that come?
Well, actually, what we said, Francine, was that we are doing an analysis on the overall corporate structure of Continental just to make sure that we are adjusting always to an environment which, as you know, in automotive industry is changing very fast. We do that every couple of years, and at the moment we are looking at that and wait for results another 2 to 3 months. We said mid of the year, so latest to our 2Q results publishing, we will have more news on that.
Right, but what's the feedback, sir, that you're getting from investors on the current corporate structure? What would they like you to do?
Well, I think, like always, Francine, there are different opinions, and there is lots of input which we take into account in our analysis, not only from investors, as well from our employees, from other sources, basically from all our stakeholders. And this is what we are doing at the moment. We take this input, we put it together, we look at our expectation of the environment. How is it changing? How is technology changing? How do we have to be set up to be successful as well in the years to come?
Okay, what does that mean for what, would you consider outright sales of individual units? Do you plan to retain a majority stakes in them? I'm trying to figure out exactly what the options you really are considering are.
I notice you are doing that, Francine, but at the moment, again, we are still in analysis and portfolio discussions, and we look at the company as a whole, and we look at the environment, and target is to make sure Continental has a great future, as we have had a great past nearly 150 years, and we want to make sure this can continue. This is what we are doing, something which we do every couple of years, and again, please wait a couple of months still, and then we come up with the results.
Mr. Schaefer, I completely respect that. It's like a ping pong. I know I'm trying to get news out of you, and I know you're limited in what you can say. But can you give me maybe the 3 things that you're looking at that will actually impact your decision? So what's the reason behind what you will decide to do?
Well, the main topic which not only Continental has at this time is that technologies and markets are partly in even disruptive stages. We talk about autonomous driving, we talk about electrification, we talk about the connectivity of the car, there is car sharing in the environment. And all these factors obviously have to make sure that Continental stays agile, is able to react fast to an environment which is, whatever predictions we do, is hard to predict. And these are the cornerstones on which around we are trying to make sure that we are set up rightly.
And Mr. Schaefer, when you look at raw material costs and how that's changing, when you look at currency fluctuations and how that's changing, what kind of impact are you expecting on earnings going forward?
Well, actually, we had to change our expectation for the total year, and we changed our adjusted EBIT margin expectations from around 10.5%. We said now it will be more than 10% because of exactly those 2 factors, specifically exchange rate, normally naturally hedged, but in these first two quarters of the year will have some negative effect on our profitability. We expect this to fade out in the second half of the year, but yes, there is an impact on our profitability, and this was the reason why we changed our guidance to more than 10% adjusted EBIT margin for the total year.
Do you worry about a trade war and what kind of impact that would have on Continental?
Well, obviously I do worry. I do not only worry for Continental, by the way. I think free trade is one of the most important things to increase the wealth overall in the world. Yes, for Continental, obviously a company which is present in all world regions, this would have quite a significant effect. Now, without specific measures, obviously you cannot quantify this, but Continental is sending products from country A to country B and from country B to country A, and by that we as well rely on free trade, and this makes our product attractive to the consumer.